Hello everybody, my name's John and welcome to my channel. Today we are doing the greasing of the diffs, both the rear and the front on the WLToys 124019. Now I'm going to try and do it as slowly and as methodically as possible to make it nice and easy for you guys out there that haven't done it before. It is essentially just a stretched version of the 144001, but I have got a few comments saying, is it the same process as the other one? So I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is and can be. So let's get on with it. Take out the pins, get rid of the shell. Now, first thing that you need to do is to get the wheels and the drive shafts out of the way. So I use my trusty tools here. You go to you've got 4 ball joints, 1, 2, let's do the top ones here, 3, 4. So I will show you in detail. One there, and then at the front, one there and one there. And how you get them off is this way. Grab it with the tip of your long nose bent pliers and pop it off. So easy, you see. Take the drive shaft out, get rid of it. Same as on this one here. Yeah, on the front, same process. Grab it, pull it, unhook it. And on this side, same thing. Oh, just popped off on that side. How weird. Maybe it wasn't connected there. Oh well. I will continue to take it off so that they remain the same. There we go. Okay, so now all of the drive shaft stock bones are out of the way. Now, we have 8 screws that need to come off. They are as follows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now these 2 here are on the steering columns. It may be as you're undoing them, the ones below will come undone, but I'll show you how to do that when we get to it. So let's get on with it. Going to be lots of this today, so I think I'll use this. Take note that the 2 at the very rear there are these ones. So if you get confused or muddled up, I try to put them in order as I'm taking them off. Number 2. This is the next one. And the ones at the front. This one's actually coming off quite easy, but I will show you on the other one what you need to do if it doesn't. There we go. On this one here, if this one is just turning, it means that below one of these 2 are turning as well. So all you do is put your screwdriver on the bottom one, like so. And then on the top one, and you unscrew. Like so. That's simple. And then lastly, the 2 at the front here. I recommend anybody who has purchased one of these to grease the diffs before you start using it, because there isn't enough grease in there, full stop. Excellent. Now, what will happen is as you've taken all 8 of these off, you can lift this up and get it out of the way. Okay? Now there's two bits that I'm going to recommend that you take off now. They may not come off, but just for safety purposes, we'll take them off ourselves. So this is the motor gear cover here. We'll get a shot of that. And there's this little monkey here. Always pops off at the most inopportune moment, and then you're left searching for it. So you just sort of get something underneath it and lever it off. And then put that to one side. Excellent. Right, now to get into the differentials, you have 6 screws to undo. So let's get in nice and close and I will show you where they are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I will just go to the bum of it. There's the last 2, 5 and 6, and these ones you will go all the way down from the top and undo it like so. If you have purchased the kit that I recommended, extend it here like so. Push it through and undo it like so. I've got the wrong bit on that one, don't I? Now you don't have to take these all the way out. You can take them out just until it's loose and then leave them actually in the differential casing. About that much. Just put that in for now, and then I'll undo the other ones at the top. So this is just the 6 screws, this is all it is. Continue using this one, save my wrists a bit today. There we go, and you see the cover comes off. I'm just going to tighten that up because I noticed that it was loose. Very strange. Okay, now I'm not going to do that one as of yet. I am just going to undo the front to show you how that works as well, because it's a little bit different. A lot, just a little. So again, I'm going to extend this out. But if you can see, this is in the way. Now you don't have to undo that. You can, in theory, just pull these up. Like so, and then you can get to it. This one I've noticed comes off, but it's not a problem because obviously this one on top is holding it in position, so don't worry if it comes off. So again, 6 screws. Let me show you where they are. Ooh. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then right at the front you've got the last 2 here, 5 and 6. And again, you don't have to take them all the way out. Leave them in there. Oh, seriously, John? Ah! My apologies about that, but you saw I just undid these 2 at the front. This one here, this one on this side, and the 2 lone ones at the front. Oh man, it's hard to see from this angle. Really? There we go. Get a slightly better angle for this one so you can see it. Okay, I'll put it back to its original orientation and then we can go from there. So, now, this is the rear diff cover coming off, and you can see that I have already been in here because we have the white lithium grease that I love so much. So that just pops out. Notice which direction that the larger gear is at. On the left hand side it will be facing you, on the right hand side it will be facing away. So even if you turn the vehicle around, it will still be left hand side facing you, right hand side facing away. Okay, so I'm just going to get the two diffs out for now. Again, this one just pops out like so. Okay, now before I go any further, I just want to explain to you about the bearings here. You have two bearings, 1 and 2. Okay, they actually have the slots in the casing where they need to be. So when you're putting it back together, they have to be in that position like so. Okay, so keep that in mind. And the same on the rear. This one here has to be in that orientation, and the two inside have to be like so. Okay, this one does move a little bit around because then the drive shaft moves a little bit around, but that one should not be moving. Okay, so for now we can get rid of the card and get some paper in because it's gonna go out messy. Like so. Excellent. Right. Now, these I'm just going to get rid of all of the grease that I can to make working on them easier. There's that one. Now, I remember when I did this grease, it was when I first purchased it. Well, not purchased it, was given it by Maker Fire. I didn't remove very much of the original grease, so that's why it's got that slight discoloration to it. But we will get into it and give it a good clean. Now, the actual differentials themselves are very, very simple, but you just have to be systematic how you do it, and I'm going to show you the best way to do this, okay? Right, let's get them undone. I will only do one because they're identical inside. Okay, so I'll show you in detail one, and then the other one I will speed through. In fact, I don't need to do the other one, do I? Because I've already done it. But you have 4 screws that need to come undone. They are as such, and they look like so. I like showing you in detail the screws because at the end, if you're anything like me, you'll have several left over and you'll be like, well, where did they come from? Well, now you can just watch the video back and see exactly where they came from. Number 4. Okay. This is what it looks like when you get into it. Stop wiggling around. Ta-da! Again, I just chucked some white lithium grease in there without removing the old grease, hence why it looks a bit grey. But it is still smooth as a baby's bottom when it's turning around, which is very cool. So, I am going to clean this up because I'm pulling all the internals out to show you both. Yeah, there's just 2 of you watching. Well, there may be just 2. Show you all how it goes back together. I know a lot of you have done this before, so this isn't a video for you, but there are some people out there that just, they're a little bit nervous about taking things like this apart. But if you bought one of these cars from WLToys, whether it be the 124, 019, 018, sorry, or this, the 019 or the 144001 or whatever you bought, it is worthwhile getting in there to give it some more grease. So inside of here you've got 4 little ears and the bars that come with them. Now I'm going to be careful because I want to see if these have got washers on them. I'm going to put them just down for now because it's all going to be cleaned anyway. So going to use lots of paper today, I see. One pin, 2 pin, no, 2 pins, 1 pin here. Try and clean them. Ah, there were washers on them. Little monkeys were hiding just there. Sorry about the screaming kid next door. Oh, there it is. So this one was from this second one that I was just doing. So I have to make sure that I have 4 of those as well. Ah, look in there. One of those. A little bit mucky, but if you've just purchased it, there'll be very little grease in here anyway. There's this much in here because, well, I like to put lots in, you see. Sorry about the focusing back and forth. It's a bit annoying when it's I've got sort of detailed work like this, because this camera I cannot set on autofocus, because every time I pass it or something like that, the focus goes in and out constantly, and you will be all very, very sick in watching it. So that's the reason why I got it set to manual focus. But of course you then run the risk of Mr. Numpty John here forgetting to press it again. So please bear with me. It's to stop you all throwing up. So I have your best interest at heart, honestly. Now when it comes to getting rid of the old grease, as I said, this is now a mix of both, so I don't have to be worried too much about it. But for when you've just bought it, get rid of the standard grease and use some white lithium grease. Hopefully your new favourite, because it is the bomb. The video that I'm releasing today is showing you all about the white lithium grease, so this will be a few days later when you see this video. It's quite hard to show you the effectiveness of it, but this car, the 124019 and the 144001 of that video, I ran outside not very long ago, and they're just so much quieter than standard because of the white lithium grease. Look at all that I need to get out. Ooh. Yum. Don't be tempted on using a degreaser on these parts, because some of the grease that's down underneath these gears and whatnot are actually quite important, you know, and it's quite hard to get the grease back down there, because underneath this gear here you've got a washer as well, and it sort of is connected to this, so you don't have to clean it 100%, all right? Okie dokie. Let's use some cotton buds and see if we can get some of this gunk out. I may try and use... There we go. You've got all of the edges here. You can put this in and slide it up and get a lot of the gunk out. Gunky, gunky. Okay, okay. As I said, I don't need to go too much into this because it's had white lithium grease in it already, but if it is normal grease, try your best to get as much of it out, okay? Right, now putting it back together, this is where people have problems, and that is because, let me show you, in both of these bars is a notch. You see that notch there? And then when you put both of these bars together, those notches fit quite nicely together, as you see. And if you don't do that, like for example, if you have these sitting on top of each other, like so, it means that the gears are not meshing properly on one side, and that is very bad indeed. So, this is how I do it. It's up to you how you do it, but this is how I do it. I take my trusted white lithium grease and I plop a little bit in because it's quite hard to get to the downside of it afterwards. You get one of your bars, you get one of your cone gears, get another one of your cone gears and put it on the other side. Or drop it on your lap, like so. Just push them together for now. 2 washers, because these have got the shims on them, they're called. When somebody's talking about a shim, it can be something like a washer. Like so. So, this is what it should look like when you're putting it back together. Okay, see the washers at the side there? Now we have to gently push it apart. Not too much, to find out where that notch is. And I can see that that notch is now facing upwards. See that? So I'm going to grab this in such a way that the notch is facing upwards. See on this, you've got the 4 holes for the screws. There's one there. These things go in between those, so it will look like so. Now, notice I am not pushing this all the way down, because once you push it down, it's going to put grease all over the top and you won't see where these notches are. Come on, you stupid focus. So what I now need to do is put the other one together. There was a doorbell downstairs, I don't know if you heard it, but I hear people scrambling, so. Put 2 washers at the ends. Like so. Oops. And the same procedure. This now has to be with the notch facing upwards. No, downwards. What am I talking about? There you go. So now I've caught it and the notch is facing downwards, you see. So it goes across from the last time. Don't be difficult. Again, I'm trying not to push it down yet until I'm sure that it's in position. There we go. Right, now you see the notches are in fact together. So what I'm now going to do is grab something solid and push them down. Let me just push this one into position. And that one. There you go. Right, just one last time, just double check that the notches are in fact aligned, which they are. So now, oops, sorry about that. I can push it down. and it's in, like so. That's it. That's how easy it is. You just have to be a little bit patient and careful. So, a little bit more of this stuff on top. You have the 4 holes for the screws. Just have to line those up. And then you'll squidge some of that out. There we go. So I'm just going to put this down a second. Got some grease on my hands. Take a screw. I'm going to put the screw into the one hole that is not got stuff squidging out of. Now, before I put all 4 screws in, I like to test that it's working. Just turn it like that, and you see that it's working, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to get rid of that. Grab a baby wipe to get my hands clean. Okay, we shall put the last ones in. Make sure they're all nice and tight. There we go. Right. So I'm not going to clear any more of the lithium grease because it's going to go in and we're going to put lithium grease on top of it, aren't we? So that is now, that one I know is already done, so I don't need to do that one again. And this one is newly done and gorgeous, really nice. So let's tidy that up, get a shot of that, put the cap on that, and we shall put it back together. I'm just going to have to press stop on this camera because there's only 1 minute left before it turns off anyway, so I'll put those there so you can see that I'm not messing around. Okay, nice and simple. Now, we'll pick up the car and bring it back. So, remember what I said about this one towards me. So, lift up the casing, put that in. Don't know why I put the lid on the lithium grease because I need it again. And now, you see how this, when I move this, the gear's turning, or the diff's turning. So a little bit of grease, turn, a little bit of grease, turn. See how it builds up in that corner, so just go a little bit more before you put any more on. Lovely. That is it. That is the rear differential now done. So put it down, make sure everything is flush on it and tighten it up. 6 screws again. Do not forget the 6. Then we have the 2 at the rear. Excellent. That is the 2 at the rear. Now we shall do the 6 at the rear. Now we shall do the, oh man, come here. There you go. Your one is obviously attached if you haven't purchased one of these, so it'll be solid, so this will not be happening with your one. So, right, front differential in like so. Remember, this side facing away from you. And the same procedure with the turning, okay? I'm going to try and do it the other way this time, see if it's less messy. Oh, no, sorry. I've decided to build a frame in my studio above my head out of wood so that I can mount all of the lights that are on the floor and the camera that's on the floor and this camera specifically above me, so I'm not knocking the frame constantly. Hopefully improve quality for you guys. All to stop you feeling sick. Right, that's now in, so again, 6 screws. There we go. So, front and rear done now. Now I can put this one away and we can continue with the putting it back together. Right, so, drive shafts, dog bones, in here, and then into the wheel. And then all you do is pop this back onto the ball joint like so. That's done. Notice how the other side is turning, so you know your differential is working correctly. And again, this one here, here it goes, and pop there. Gorgeous. Nice. Right, now to the front ones. Turn the wheel until it lines up. Come on. And then pop it on. Uh-oh. Like so. And then again on this side. Come on. There we go. Excellent. Right, now the steering. Let's just get this back together. This one goes that way, obviously, for the steering. And here, the same there for that. So I just need to put the orange thing back on. Hello. How is it possible to lose that orange thing? Oh no. Can you guys see it? Do you know where it is? There it is. I see it now. Okay, did it go that way? No, it went that way. Cool. Right, so now you have to put these, no, don't forget these two. This is a little clip, remember, that came off here. Bam! and then the motor gear cover fits nicely over the top. Now, to put this back together, we shall do it again systematically. So we have the two diddy ones at the front. And the two slightly bigger ones for the steering. Again, remember to hold underneath if they're just spinning. And then we have these two with the slightly larger head on for the rear here. Come on. Okay, I'm going to go to the last two because, and I'll show you why. Right here on this car, it doesn't fit very well here. It's actually quite far off, if you see. So what you need to do, because it's a longer car, you see, is you need to take the rear shock tower, pull it back a little bit, and then push this down. Now you see it's down, and you can put the two rear screws in. For anybody says anything, I haven't crashed this one. This one has not been damaged in any way. This is what it was like when I first received it. Now these two should go in a lot easier because it will be lined up better. Nice, where's the last one? There we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you grease the diffs on a 124019. I will grab the controller and a battery just to show you all that it's working fine. Oh, the little munchkin next door's not happy today, bless it. I'm saying it's not because I'm being cruel, it's because I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I'm not, they're new neighbours, so, or we're new to them, so. There we go. This controller is not linked to this one, obviously. Whoops! So, right. Well, you know it's working because I've just eaten up all my paper. Yeah, baby. So there we go. All working and sounding sweet. Now I've got little pieces of paper everywhere. So make sure that the stand that you have is a little bit higher when you've got slightly larger tyres on, or else it'll start chewing up everything. So there you go. So all in all, ladies and gents, nice and simple to do it. It's, you know, it's just to be done systematically. Don't get freaked out by it. It's taken me, what, 40 minutes. So it is a little bit of a long process, but that's obviously, I'm also having to show you how it's done and whatnot. So you should be able to do this in 20 minutes easily without a problem. So thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well, and hit the notification bell so you hear about future video alerts. And I wish you all a magnificent day today. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.